Christine Stock with 360 Woman Entrepreneur. And I am so excited. We have an awesome guest today that I get to visit, and we're going to get some great insight that I hope will help you as a woman, mother, wife, and entrepreneur. So I am joined today by Mindy Cooney. Hi, Mindy. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And our audience. So one thing that I would like to talk about today that I think would be so helpful to our followers is that you are a wife, first and foremost, to an amazing man himself, Shannon.
It's okay.
Today, tomorrow, maybe in the doghouse.
We're on good terms right now.
And then you're a mother to great kids. And you are an entrepreneur. You guys own a winery. And Shannon works outside the home besides running a winery.
Yeah, it's sounding kind of crazy right now.
And we're just starting. And then you also have basically a farm. I mean, you have, when I walked up, like multiple dogs come to greet me, cats, ducks, horses, like anything I'm missing?
Fish.
Fish, yeah.
We've got fish.
So it's like wild kingdom here, outside the home, not the kids and the husband. It's like the animals on top of it. So
I say 3 animals short of a petting zoo. So
you have it here.
Like a sloth we could use, and like a little spider monkey or something.
Yeah, so yeah, she has that all going on and still has her sanity. And you can see the house is standing. Today, yeah. But the really amazing thing to me is that with all of that, amongst that, she decides, hey, I'm going to start up my own skincare business.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have enough to take care of, right?
Sounds crazy, I know.
Right? So most people would look at that and be like, what? I mean, they're overwhelmed being a wife, or they're overwhelmed being a wife and a mom of 2, not 1, 2. 2 beings you have to keep alive all day long in your possession.
And diapers.
And you do have to feed them, and you let them out of the stall every once in a while. But it's like all of that can be overwhelming to a woman, period. What came upon you to be like, I'm going to start my own skincare business?
Well, it wasn't anything simple, and to be honest, the final decision was a little bit of a whim. It was actually kind of an easy decision, but our circumstances as a family changed kind of dramatically and quickly. So we were living in California, and life was pretty good. I had a job that was really flexible. It was a part-time or a full-time job that turned into part-time when I had my daughter. We had a great nanny. My husband had a great job. And then we decided that we wanted to be near family. So we stumbled upon this little paradise, animal kingdom winery thing. And we said, okay, like this is like, seems like it's meant to be. So we jumped at the opportunity. But that meant, at first my husband was still in California. So for about 6 months, I lived in Illinois and he was in California. And I had a 1-year-old and I was pregnant. And we were getting the winery set up, and it was busy. There was a whole lot going on. I also have a bookkeeping job on the side, so a lot of balls in the air. But when my son turned about 6 months old, I hit a point where I would look in the mirror and I just didn't know who I was anymore. And I saw mommy, but I couldn't see Mindy. And there were a lot of those nights, like I know to the outside world, everything looked really exciting, setting up this winery and
you saying that you didn't know Mindy, and this is coming from a woman that already owns a winery, has this established little farm petting zoo going on. She's already a wife, she's already a mother, and she's looking in the mirror going, I have all that and the bookkeeping job on the side, and I don't know who I am. That is a reality check, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And it's, I was aware of it, but I didn't know where. It was like, there was a lot of, I guess like sadness almost. Like at night I would go to bed and I would almost cry myself to sleep. And I would a lot of times get out my phone and open up the notes and put in my notes everything that I needed. I needed to find a way to make money. I needed to find a way to have, to give more and have opportunities to volunteer. And I didn't know how to do that when I was home with 2 kids all the time in a new place, didn't have daycare. And there was nothing that I knew of that was going to fill all those boxes, check all those boxes. So I can remember being, super busy, but then when I would go to bed at night, I wasn't, there was just something missing. There was just a hole. And I would make notes, there's all these things that I want, and I want to make money for my family, and I want to give more, and I want to have time to volunteer, and I want my husband to be home. And I just didn't know how I'd ever get these things without giving up the time with my kids, because I truly did, love and cherish that time. But, while all of that was going on, I was also nursing most days, not wearing a bra. Can we talk about that? Yeah. And those things leak, by the way. I'm never finding
they don't
time
tell you that.
to brush my teeth, so my teeth were probably rotting out too. But I just, anyway, I didn't really know who I was anymore. And I was thinking, anyway, I probably should get some good skincare or whatever. So about the time that I was about to reach out to my friend who sells skincare and got me signed up, she reached out to me out of the blue and said, hey, I've been doing this. It's something that I think you'd be really good at. Why don't you think about it? Just watch this video, and why don't you think about it? So I watched the video, and I was like, no way. Does she know who I am? Absolutely not. But when I went to bed that night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I started to think, I'm praying for this lifeline. And what if this is the lifeline? It's something that really could, if I believe in it, can check all these boxes for me. So the next day, I have a timestamp on it. It's 9:38 a.m. I woke up the next day, I did my things, and I was sign me up. So I didn't even I talked to her a little bit, but I think even she was pretty surprised that I did it. But
so mainly you really did it to give yourself an identity, because being a mom and being a wife, you were filling their voids and what they needed, and the winery and the petting zoo wasn't really you. You just got caught up in it, and you're I'm this to all these people, but what fulfills you? Mm-hmm. And that's what you were searching
100%, 100%. Yeah. And I think I have a degree in chemical engineering, so I know that I'm a driven person, and I always have been. Mm-hmm. And that got lost, somewhere in there, becoming a mother, staying at home, that got lost. And I never had a dream to stay at home, be a stay-at-home mom. And once I did that, everyone said, oh my gosh, how amazing that you could be home with the kids, and it's so great. And but a part of me also kind of died inside, I think. And it was recognizing that I do have that drive, and I needed that fulfillment. And what makes me, it's been a journey. I've been doing this for 2 years now. But what started out as my why, having something for me and showing my kids that I could believe in myself and be successful, it's really become something that I truly believe in this channel and what I'm doing and the products and the company. And when people turn me down or people don't recognize that, to me it feels like they haven't yet realized their self-worth. And that part makes me sad, because I'm no, that's where I came from, and I had to realize that I was worth it, and that just taking the risk alone is life-changing. Mm-hmm. And I wish everybody could experience that. So that's my goal. It's my goal.
To help them all see. And this is a great way to help start it. And I hope that this helps all the women out there, no matter where they are in life, what season, whether they're considering being a stay-at-home mom, or they're in the next season of life and their kids are leaving home, or they're even past that. So I think this story may help.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I do hope so. And I know too many friends. One of my great friends from college, I can remember about when I was starting this, she posted an article online, and she was a scientist and didn't have kids yet, and she's older than me, and all the pressure that she felt to have this career. She had a great career, but all this pressure to have kids. And it's kind of funny, because I was on the other side as a stay-at-home mom, feeling all this pressure to have a career. And it's crazy, the societal pressure nowadays. You really are expected to have both.
Yeah.
And it's hard, most times you have to choose. So it's great, if you can have something. I feel fortunate to have found something where I can have both.
Yeah, and that is more of a balanced life, and you get a peace about you when you find that and figure it out.
That's right.
So what's normal for you is not normal for anybody else,
All
right?
All right. Yes.
Because there's very few I could see doing all of this.
Yeah. Horses, ducks, cats, dogs. Yeah.
Exactly.
If it sounds crazy, it is.
It is.
It's because it is. It takes a special person.
It does. It totally does, but it is wonderful. So I hope that helps. Thank you again for sharing your story, and I hope that does encourage other women out there. So till next time, here's to your success.